Good morning students, welcome back to SS online classes. Today we are going to start with a new chapter and the name of the chapter is chapter 29, Markets Around Us. Now as you all know what is the market, right? It is a place where the things are being sold and the things which are being brought. So literally market refers to a place where the goods are bought and sold. Now earlier the focus of marketing was that just to sell the products and to maximize the profits, means selling the products and you just have to earn some profit from it. But the consumers, they were not paid attention whether they are really liking the products, whether they are satisfied or no with the products. So the needs of the customers was not given that importance. But nowadays the needs of the customers is given importance. They take care that whether the customer is satisfied by using the products that they are selling in the market, and what all changes are to be made according to the needs of the customers, so that the company or the producers, they can survive in the market. Then what is the need for the market? Today our first topic is what is the need for the market. A market establishes a link between producers, consumers through traders. So what is a market? Actually a market is a link between producers and consumers through traders. So it is a link between the producers, means the producers who produce the things, then they sell it to the consumers who consume those things or who uses those things with the help of the traders. So it is a link between all these people. Then traders, what they do, they buy the goods from the producers and sell them to the consumers. They also take care of the two things, very important two things, which are the barriers. Barriers means what? अगर उसका ध्यान नहीं रखा जाए तो वो आपके प्रोडक्शन में या आपके सेलिंग में या मार्केटिंग में बाधा उत्पन्न करता है. ओके, इट डेवलप्स अ बैरियर बिटवीन देम. द फर्स्ट थिंग इज दैट द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द प्लेसेस ऑफ द प्रोडक्शन एंड द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द प्लेसेस ऑफ द कंज्यूमर्स. So where the production is taking place and where the products, whichever the products are made, that has to be sold. So that distance, especially the traders have to take care. Then the second thing is the time lag. Whatever the time lag is there, production का जो time lag होता है, where the things are produced and when the things are to be consumed, so they have to cover this time lags also, the time period between them. For example, if the milk is there, like the milk, most of the milk is coming from the village side, right? Because there the cattle are there, and while they are sold in the cities, so the time period is there that milk has to be consumed within 2 or 3 days, otherwise it is going to get spoiled. So these things the traders have to keep in the mind when they are entering into the field of a business, when they are doing marketing for such products. So manufacturing or producing goods and selling them to buyers all alone is very difficult for an individual or a company. So if any individual is there or if any single company is there, just manufacturing, producing, selling them, plus giving it them on the proper time, it is very difficult for one single individual or a single company to handle all these things. So a group work is there or a team work is required for that, so that all these things are done on an appropriate time and the consumers will be satisfied through this marketing. So what is marketing actually? So marketing is not about selling things alone, means just you're producing and selling them in the market. It is not just marketing. What actually marketing means, what it involves other activities such as identifying buyers, finding out their preferences, means what they like. Once you are identifying the buyers, okay, that these consumers, they will buy the products which we are selling, but are they preferring those? For example, if the lots of toothpaste brands are there in India, right? So different people, they are using different brands, but are they really liking? Everybody is using Colgate or everybody is using Close-Up or everybody is using Pepsodent? No. So they have to identify the buyers, plus they have to identify their preferences, which group of people will like which products. Then persuading them to buy the goods, you have to persuade them. Persuade means what? You have to encourage them, okay, by giving some motives like, okay, our product, you have to tell about the special features of your products, then only the customers will be attracted towards your products. You have to tell the speciality of your products, like what is the quality, how it is going to affect, whether they will be satisfied or not. So you have to persuade them. Then negotiating the terms of the sale, you have to negotiate the terms of the sale, whatever the sale is there, then you have to negotiate. आपको उसके बारे में बताना होता है to the consumers also, plus to the ones who are purchasing like wholesalers or retailers. Then plus the mode of the delivery, whether now the mode of the delivery is that whether you are going to give it to the door-to-door step services, or whether the consumer is going to come to your doorstep to collect the products, or you are going to provide a free home delivery, etc. Then the terms of the payment, whether the cash payment will be done, or whether you are going to do it with a credit card or a debit card, or any other bank transactions like that. So these are the terms of the payment. And plus after sale services. So after sale services means what? Just selling the products is not important, but after that you have to provide some services. For example, if you are purchasing a car, right? So just purchasing a car is, that means the marketing is over. It is not like that. But after sale services means what? If you are giving a 2 years warranty or guarantee, then whatever, if any defect is occurring, then you have to fix that defect in the car. So this is the after sale services. For example, if you are purchasing a mobile phone also, that means mobile phone is taken by the consumer, means your duty is over, your product is sold. No, it's not like that. But if any need arises, or if any defect is there, any problem is coming in that mobile phone, then the respective wholesaler or retailer and the company, they have to fix that problem of the particular customer. Only then they can stand in the market, they can stand and they can sell their products. Otherwise the name of the company will go down day by day. The goodwill of the company is going to come down day by day. So marketing, it involves all these things, just not only buying goods and selling them, but it involves all other things like identifying the buyers, finding out their preferences, persuading them to buy goods, negotiating the terms of the sale, mode of delivery, terms of payment, and after sale services. Now why marketing is so important? Marketing provides consumers with the opportunities to buy various kinds of goods and services to improve their standard of living. By marketing, the producers are telling the consumers, okay, all these products are launched in the market, and with the help of these products you can improve your standard of living by selecting the good kind of products for your use, daily use. So that is why the marketing is very important. And why it is important? Because it treats the customers as the most important person. Customer is like a god for them, isn't it? If you are going to any shop, then the shopkeeper will say, okay ma'am, this product is very good, sir, this product is very good, you please purchase this product. Why? Because the customer is like a god for them. So they treat the customer as a very important person. Plus it leads the producer concentrate on the production activities. So if a good marketing is there, then the producers, they concentrate on the production, whether the production is going up to the demand of the market or no, whether the consumers, they are liking the products or no. So it concentrates on the production activities. Then the third one is, it generates employment in the production and distribution sectors. If a good marketing is there, then obviously the production will be more. Then the production is more, the consumption will also be more, and because of that the distribution will also be there. So it is creating the employment, means people are getting chance to work in this field and the employment is increased. It explores the export market for goods. Now whichever the marketplaces are there, like not only in our domestic country like India, we are going to sell the goods, but if the product is becoming famous, popular in the market, then we can go in for the export also. That means what? We can sell it in other different foreign countries also. So it explores the export market for goods. It helps in developing economic resources of the country, and because of the market, what is happening? It is helping in the economic development. Means what? The economic development of the country is increasing, isn't it? The taxes the government collects, okay, the GST and all these charges are there, which the government is collecting from the different products or from the different companies, and because of this marketing, the economic value is increasing of the country. Plus it attempts to satisfy customers' needs by designing products as per the demands of the market. Means whatever the market is demanding, the the producers, they are producing the products as per the demand of the customers, so that the customers can be satisfied, and when they are satisfied, then only a company or a particular individual can survive in the field of the market or in the field of a business. It also generates revenue in the process of buying and selling and brings in profit. Means whenever you buy or sell anything, then obviously you get profit out of it, right? That means what? It is helping in the revenue system. बोलते ना मार्केट चल रहा है, ओके, बाजार के भाव तेज हो रहे means what? Means good profit is earning, right? Isn't it? So it is helping in the revenue system, and it is bringing in the profits when you buy the goods or when you sell the goods. Now the next topic is the distribution of the goods and services, that how the distribution is done between the goods and services and how they are produced. So various methods of distributions are involved in the marketing process. These channels of distribution can be grouped into two broad categories, that is the direct selling and indirect selling. Isn't it? Direct selling and indirect selling. Now what is direct selling? When the producers sell their goods directly to the customers, it is an example of the direct selling. When the producers, they sell directly to the customers, means nobody is involved in that, no middleman is involved, no agent is involved in that, and that type of selling is called as direct selling. And this can be two types, that is by a traveling salesperson or to the retail shops or the showrooms. Means what? A travel person will be there, a salesman will be there, and he is going to directly bring the products from the manufacturer and he is going to sell them door to door. You must have heard the person, they are coming with the bags and they are selling, okay, see, this is our product and what are the features of that product. They are going to tell it in front of you, and then they are persuading you to purchase that product. That means what? It is a traveling salesperson. And plus there are some retail shops or showrooms in which directly the products are sold from the manufacturing. So such shops are also there, especially the showrooms are there, okay, like the car showroom is there, Maruti showroom is there, Hyundai showroom is there. Means what? From the factory itself, from the manufacturing itself, the products are kept in those, and the customers, they can select their products from that. The producers employ salespersons to contact the potential buyers. What they do, they employ the salesperson so that they can convey the buyers to buy the products from them. Now this form of selling is called as the direct selling. So the producers themselves may also set up the retail shops and showrooms in different localities. Like you must have seen the McDonald's, right? Maruti Automobiles, Bata Shoes, Raymonds. So all these are the examples of the direct selling. These are the examples of the retail shops or the showrooms where the manufacturers, they directly sell their products. If you are going to the McDonald's, means it is their own products and they are selling it in a shop, right? So this is the example of the direct selling. The next one is the indirect selling. Now when the producers sell their goods to the customers through the middleman, it is called an indirect selling. Means what? When the producers, they are selling their goods to the retailer, to the customers, then there is a middleman in that, there is an agent in that, and that process is called as the indirect sellings. Now how many types of indirect sellings are there? Basically there are four types of indirect sellings, that is retailers, wholesalers and retailers, then agents, wholesalers and retailers. Okay, so the first one is retailers. Now who all are there in the retailers? Those who are engaged in the retail trades are called retailers. What is the retailers means what? For example, you must have seen the grocery shop, right? So grocery shop is the best example of the retailers, or you must have seen the vegetable vendors on the streets or in the market. So these are also the examples of the retail selling, right? So these people are called as the retailers. What they do, the producers supply goods directly to the retailers. So whenever the goods are produced, they supply directly to the retailers, and the retailers then they sell it to the customers, and here the wholesaler is not involved in the process. The wholesaler is not involved in the process. The next one is the wholesaler. Now here the producers, when the goods are produced, they are giving it to the wholesalers, and the wholesalers, what he does, in quantities, in small quantities, he is going to distribute to the customers, and and here the no retailers are involved. In this process retailers are not involved. Means what? Directly manufacturers से goods आते हैं, wholesalers को मिल जाते हैं, and the wholesalers what he does, in small quantities he is going to distribute to the different customers, and here no retailers are involved in this process. Then the next one is wholesalers and retailers. What it is? Wholesalers and retailers. In this, the producers, they supply the goods in bulk to the wholesalers. What they are doing? The producers, when they produce the goods in bulk, means in lots of quantities, they are going to supply the goods to the wholesalers, and then the wholesalers what they are doing? They are giving it to the retailers in small quantities. Retailers, they will go and they will purchase the goods from the wholesalers, and then the retailers, they are going to sell it to the customers. Then the next one is agents, wholesalers and retailers. The producers supply the goods to the agents. What the producer is doing? The producer is supplying the goods to the agents. Then the agent is supplying to the wholesaler. Then the wholesaler is supplying to the retailers, and finally the retailers, they sell the products to the customers. So it is a long process, right? And all these four people are involved in this. First the producers, then agent, wholesalers and retailers, and then customers. So these are the different types of indirect sellings. Now markets. What are the types of the markets? So basically the markets are of two types. The first one is wholesale market and the second one is retail market. I think you all must have heard the name of the wholesale market, isn't it? So what is a wholesale market? Wholesale markets are those markets where goods are bought in bulk from the manufacturer and sold to the retailers in relatively small quantities. Means what? From the manufacturers, the goods are bought in bulk. Means lots of goods will be, lots of quantity will be bought from the market, from the manufacturer, and then these wholesalers, they sell it to the retailers in the small quantities, and those who are engaged in such type of trades, they are called as wholesalers. Now what they do, they directly do not sell the products to the customers, but they sell it through the help of the retailers. The wholesalers' main function includes buying, storing and supplying goods. What is the main function of the wholesaler? They have to buy the goods, they have to store the goods, and then they have to supply the goods. For this they have to keep big warehouses. Warehouses means what? The storehouses. In short, it is called as godowns, right? So the wholesalers, they keep the warehouses for storing the goods. He may also extend credit facilities to the retailers and undertake activities like advertising and sale promotion. Now what do you mean by credit facility? Means what? Udhar mein maal dena. In Hindi it is called as udhar mein maal dena. So the wholesalers, they can give the products to the retailers in credit. In credit means what? They can give the money after some period of time, maybe after 6 months or whatever the time period is given to them. So they are giving the facilities to retailers like that. Plus advertising, plus sales promotion. So they are providing these facilities also. Plus the wholesalers, they bear the risk. What risk is there in this profession? That sometimes the good must be spoiled, it gets damaged, plus change in demand. Sometimes market में demand कम हो जाती है एक particular product के लिए. That time, you know, the सामान ऐसे का ऐसे पड़ा हुआ रहता है गोडाउन में, and उसको कोई खरीदता भी नहीं है because there is no demand in the market. So this is a risk for the wholesaler. Then prices also fluctuate. Sometimes the prices are very low and the production cost is very high. Sometimes the production cost is low, sometimes the prices are very high. So vice versa, they have to bear the losses, and plus they can get profits also from that. So the wholesale marketing is involved, all these losses, and they have to bear all these losses. A wholesaler, what is the main role? It establishes a link between the manufacturer and the retailers. So the producers and the retailers, the link is there. And who is the link? That wholesaler is the link between them. They keep an eye on the changing market trends. Means what? Whatever the trend is there in the market, whatever the fashion is there in the market. So they keep an eye on that, and accordingly they are going to bring the products into the market and they are going to sell it in according to that. They pass on the information to the producer regarding the other competitions. मीन्स वॉट एवर द कॉम्पिटिशन इज देयर, मार्केट में जो भी कॉम्पिटिशन चल रही है, ओके दिस प्रोडक्ट इज बेस्ट, देन दे आर गोइंग टू टेल टू देयर प्रोड्यूसर्स टू प्रोड्यूस सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स सो दैट they can sell their products at a good profit and they can earn nice profit from it as compared to the other producers. Then producers can accordingly change their production patterns to suit the market, and because of this what happens, the producer who is there, he can change the products and then he can launch their products in the market so that he can suit the market trend. Whatever the fashion is going on according to that market, the products can be launched into that market. Now for example, in Delhi Azadpur is one of the biggest market, or you can say the largest market of vegetable in India. Now retail markets, the second one is retail markets. In retail marketing, sellers generally deal in a variety of items, means in retailing variety of items are there. You will see all types of items that retail peoples are selling. They do not have direct links with the manufacturers as they purchase the products from the wholesalers. Now they do not have any contacts with the manufacturers, where the things are produced, where they are manufactured, because they are directly taking the products from the wholesalers and then they are selling it to the customers. So they do not have the links with them. Now they act as a middleman between the wholesalers and the customers. So they are the link between the wholesalers and the customers. From the wholesaler they are going to purchase the products and then they are going to sell it to the customers. Retailers may extend the credit facilities to the customers in case of television, washing machines and other such items. Now what retailers do, they can give the credit facility. Credit means what? उनको time period देते हैं that within 1 month or within 2 months you are going to pay the full amount of that products, and they can give the products in credit to the customers. Like television is there, mobile phones are there, computers, laptops, then washing machines, ovens, etc. Then in cities and towns, the retailers engage salespersons to assist customers in buying. Now what happens in the retail shops, if you are going in the cities and towns, then they are assisting a salesperson, means a man is kept in the retail shop so that he can guide the customers for selecting the best products for the customers. So he is going to assist them, he is going to guide them so that he can choose the appropriate product for the customers. Some retailers now they are switching to the help self services. Now what they are also providing, they are providing help self services where the customers can directly go and pick up the items he or she wants. Whatever the items they want, they can pick up directly from the retailers. Now different places, different items are there. For example, why the different places, different items, the same item is there, but at different places you will find different prices. Why it is like that? Because some retailers they offer discounts on the products, isn't it? आप एक शॉप में अगर आप कपड़े खरीदने जा रहे हो, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू आर गोइंग टू बाय सम क्लोथ्स, ओके, इन वन शॉप you the cloth price is suppose 1000 rupees, in the other shop the same type of cloth the price is suppose 700 rupees. So there is a difference between the price tag between the both the shops. Why it is like that? Because the other shop is providing 300 rupees discount on the same product, while the other shop he is not providing the discount on the same product. So there is a difference between prices between the shops or between the retail shops, and plus they are providing additional services like credit facilities, gift wrapping, alterations, home delivery and so on. There are some techniques employed by the retailers to promote sales. Now these are the techniques, okay, that so that the customers can come to them and they can select their products, and whatever the products they want they can attract the customers. अगर आप home delivery दे रहे हो then obviously the customer is going to come, they will just call you and they will say okay deliver so and so thing to our house. So this facilities, what with the help of these facilities they are attracting the customers to buy the products from them. Now fixed prices versus flexible prices. Now what do you mean by fixed prices? Now you must have seen the shop where the price tag is written fixed rate, isn't it? Why it is like that? Because in such shops you cannot bargain with retailers, okay, or the wholesaler, whosoever is there, you cannot bargain over there with the price. If the price is 1000 rupees, that means you have to pay 1000 rupees. You cannot bargain over there. But in flexible price shopping, where the price tag is not written, that fixed price or fixed rate, then over there you can bargain for a product and then you can bring down the actual price of the product. For example, if the cloth is there for the 1000 rupees, in fixed prices you cannot bargain, but in flexible prices shop you can bargain and you can bring down the clothes to up to 900, 800 or 700, whatever it is affordable for the shopkeeper. So people with a weak bargaining, means the people who is not having the good bargaining power, then they select the fixed price shops. But people who are having good bargaining power, they are going to go into the flexible pricing shops and they are going to bargain for the products and they are going to select the appropriate product and the appropriate price they are going to pay for the products. And final price is determined by the bargaining. Whatever the price is there, okay, na tera na mera, we will give you 700, like that they will bargain and they are going to fix the price for the products. Nowadays online shopping is also very famous, isn't it? You all know that what these companies are doing, they are directly selling these online things to the customers. How? On the mobile phone you select the things and then the customers will get the things to the delivery, and with the help of the cash payment or whatever the card payment is there, according to that, and plus the customers, they get good discounts. Why? Because the online companies whichever are there, like Amazon is there, Flipkart is there, Meesho is there, okay, so these are all the online companies. They directly purchase the products from the manufacturers in bulk, and that is why they are able to sell their products on a good discount at like 30% discount, 40%, sometimes in festival offers are there, 50% discount, 80% discounts. So why they are giving so much of discounts? Because they are buying the products from the manufacturers in the bulk, and that is why they are able to sell the products on such high discounts. I hope you have understood this chapter. If you have any doubts, please ask me on Google Meet. Thank you so much.